There is a rich history when it comes to British world champions in F1. Hawthorn, Hill, Clark, Surtees, Stewart, Hunt, Mansell, Hill, Hamilton and Button. They are some of the greatest drivers in the history of F1, and with Lewis Hamilton and his 7 world titles and 103 race wins, he is arguably the greatest driver of all time. But we've got a new breed of British driver in F1. George Russell and Lando Norris are 2 of the most popular drivers in the sport, with Russell proving just how strong of a driver he is this year by finishing inside the top 5 of every single race so far, along with 3 podiums. He is also beating teammate Lewis Hamilton in the standings as we head into the British Grand Prix. Lando Norris is having a difficult 2022 as the McLaren isn't as competitive as he or the team would have liked. But that hasn't stopped Norris bagging a podium this year as he finished 3rd at Imola and is comfortably beating his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. The question is, who will be the next British F1 World Champion? Let's take a closer look. If you go by current form and how Mercedes and McLaren are performing in the new era of regulations in F1, it is clear that George Russell has the best chance of becoming the next British World Champion. Russell has won the GP3 Series and F2 Series on his way to F1 and has earned the reputation of being one of the best qualifiers in F1 during his time at Williams. But he has really shown how he can extract the best from a car that isn't performing to its best in 2022. Like we have mentioned, he is beating Lewis Hamilton in the standings this season, and if Mercedes can get their car sorted for next season and get back to the very front, we could have the possibility of seeing Russell fighting Hamilton for the title, which would be an exciting prospect. Staying on the topic of Mercedes, we can't count out the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. He was denied his 8th world title in controversial style at the end of 2021, and some have questioned if we'll ever see Hamilton fighting for a world title again after the difficult start to 2022. But in typical Hamilton fashion, he never gives up, and he has managed to find something at the Canadian Grand Prix with a brilliant 3rd place finish, and is confident that the team can carry this form as we head into the British Grand Prix. There is no doubt if you give Hamilton the best car possible, he will extract everything from it, like the greatest drivers do. The title isn't going to happen for Hamilton in 2022, but if 2023 starts well for him and Mercedes, there is no doubt Hamilton will be right up there as he tries to fight to capture that 8th and elusive world title. And finally, Lando Norris. He has committed his future with McLaren until the end of 2025, and things haven't progressed on how they should have in 2022. McLaren just isn't able to fight for the podium positions, albeit in Imola when Norris took advantage of Charles Leclerc's mistake to finish 3rd place. But it's been a quiet season for Norris, who was so impressive in 2020 and 2021. We know he can perform at the front when the car is there. But he is the leader in the team now, and McLaren have put all their eggs into his basket as the driver to lead them to their first world title since Lewis Hamilton in 2008. But like everything, if the car is there for Norris, he will perform. He will fight at the front again, and given his long-term contract with McLaren, they've got a few years to get it right. And if they do so, there is no doubt Norris could fight for wins and the world title. But if you were to ask me on who the next British world champion will be in F1, it has to be George Russell. His driving style reminds me so much of Jenson Button. He is so smooth on the steering wheel, but has the aggressive side to him when battling for positions. Mercedes made the right call getting him into their team for 2022 and beyond, and if he gets the right car in the future, Russell's name will be added to the long list of British champions in F1. Let us know in the comments below on who you think will be the next British world champion, and don't forget to like this video and make sure to subscribe to Crash F1 for more content.